Captain Jake Sullivan sat in his chair on the bridge of the USS Ranger. He was drinking his morning coffee and watching the stars through the big window in front of him. The patrol ship was flying near the edge of human space, close to a planet called New Haven. It was a quiet morning, just like many others. "Captain, I'm seeing something strange on the scanner," said Lieutenant Amy Rodriguez. She was the ship's tactical officer and had been watching the computer screens for the past hour. Jake put down his coffee cup and walked over to her station. "What do you see, Amy?" "There are ships coming toward us. Big ones. I've never seen anything like them before." Amy's voice sounded worried. Jake looked at the screen. The computer showed 12 large ships moving fast through space. They were shaped like sharp triangles and had strange markings on their sides. These were not human ships. "Pete, get up here right now." Jake called to the engine room through the radio. Chief Engineer Pete Mason ran onto the bridge in less than a minute. He was a big man with gray hair who had worked on spaceships for 20 years. "What's wrong, Captain?" "We have visitors," Jake said, pointing at the screen. Pete looked at the alien ships and let out a low whistle. "Those don't look friendly." Jake sat back down in his captain's chair. "Amy, try to talk to them. Use all the radio channels we have." Amy pressed buttons on her control panel. "Unknown ships. This is the USS Ranger of the Human Defense Force. Please identify yourselves and state your purpose in human space." The bridge was quiet for a few seconds. Then the radio made a crackling sound, and a strange voice spoke. The words were in a language none of them had ever heard before. It sounded angry and harsh. "Captain, the computer can't translate what they're saying," Amy reported. "Try again. Use the basic friendship signals that Earth Command taught us." Jake ordered. Amy sent out a series of math problems and pictures that were supposed to show peaceful intentions. The alien ships kept coming closer. They were now only a few minutes away from the USS Ranger. Suddenly, the radio crackled again. This time, the voice spoke in broken English. "Human ship. You will stop. You will surrender. Your kind is weak." Jake stood up. "This is Captain Jake Sullivan. We are on a peaceful patrol. We mean no harm to you or your people." The alien voice laughed. It was a cold, mean sound. "Peace is for the weak. The Zephyrian Empire takes what it wants." "Captain, they're charging their weapons," Amy said quickly. "Energy readings are off the charts." Jake's mind raced. These aliens had just declared themselves enemies. He had to protect his crew and warn Earth about this threat. "Pete, give me full power to the engines." Amy prepared to send an emergency message to Luna Station. "But Captain, what about the diplomatic rules?" Amy asked. "The rules don't apply when someone is pointing guns at us," Jake replied. The first alien ship fired. A bright red beam shot across space and barely missed the USS Ranger. Jake felt the ship shake as the energy passed close by. "Return fire," Jake shouted. Amy pressed the firing controls. The Ranger's missiles shot toward the alien ships. 2 of them hit their targets, but the alien ships had shields that absorbed most of the damage. "Captain, there's a civilian transport nearby," Pete called out. "The merchant ship Golden Star is carrying families to New Haven." Jake looked at the scanner. The transport ship was big and slow, filled with people who had no weapons to defend themselves. The alien ships were moving toward it. "Golden Star, this is the USS Ranger. Get out of there now," Jake yelled into the radio. "We're trying, Ranger, but our engines are old and slow," came the reply from the transport. Jake watched in horror as 3 alien ships surrounded the Golden Star. The transport tried to run, but it was too late. The aliens fired their red beams all at once. The Golden Star exploded in a ball of fire. Everyone on board was killed instantly. "Those monsters," Amy whispered. Jake felt anger rising in his chest. These aliens had just murdered innocent people. But he knew his small patrol ship could not fight 12 alien warships and win. He had to think about his crew. Amy, send that emergency message right now. Tell Earth Command that we have hostile aliens in human space. Tell them they killed civilians without warning. Message sent. Captain, good. Now, let's get out of here. Before they kill us too. The USS Ranger turned and flew away as fast as it could. The alien ships followed for a while, firing their weapons. Jake used every trick he knew to avoid getting hit. He flew behind asteroids and used the ship's speed to stay ahead of the enemy. After an hour of running, the alien ships stopped chasing them. Jake guessed they were more interested in attacking the planet New Haven than catching one small patrol ship. Pete, how are the engines? Jake asked. They're running hot, but we'll make it to Luna Station, Pete replied. Amy, any word from Earth? Command? Yes, sir? Admiral Lisa Carter wants to speak with you as soon as we arrive. Jake nodded. Admiral Carter was one of the smartest people in the human defense force. If anyone could figure out how to deal with these aliens, it would be her. As the USS Ranger flew through space toward Earth, Jake thought about what he had seen. The aliens called themselves the Zephyrian Empire. They were powerful and had no interest in peace. They had killed innocent people without even trying to talk first. Jake knew this was just the beginning. These aliens had crossed into human space, and they clearly wanted to take it for themselves. But they had made one big mistake. They had attacked humans, and humans never forgot when someone hurt their people. The war was about to begin, and Jake had a feeling it would be like nothing the galaxy had ever seen before. The aliens thought humans were weak, but they were about to learn just how wrong they were. War Commander Vextel stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Crimson Death. He was 7 feet tall with gray skin and 4 arms. His yellow eyes looked at the human planet called New Haven, spinning slowly in front of him. 200 Zephyr warships floated in space around him, ready to attack. These humans will fall quickly, Vextel said to his second-in-command. They always do. Every species we have conquered begged for mercy when they saw our fleet. On the planet below, Colonel Sam Mitchell was looking up at the alien ships through his binoculars. He was standing on top of the main defense building in New Haven City. Around him, human soldiers were getting ready for battle. How many ships did you count? Asked Captain Laura Price. She was in charge of the space defense platforms that orbited the planet. Too many, Sam replied. But we're not going to make this easy for them. In space, Captain Laura Price sat in the control room of Defense Platform Alpha. She had 12 platforms under her command, each one armed with missiles and laser guns. It wasn't much against 200 alien ships, but it would have to do. All platforms. This is Captain Price. Remember what we learned in training. Hit them hard and fast, then move to your backup positions. The alien fleet moved closer to the planet. Vextel was confident this would be over in a few hours. He had conquered 47 worlds for the Zephyrian Empire, and the humans would be number 48. Begin the attack, Vextel ordered. The alien ships fired their red energy beams at the defense platforms. 3 platforms exploded immediately. Laura watched her friends die, but she didn't panic. Instead, she got angry. All remaining platforms, target the lead ships. Fire everything we have. The human missiles shot through space and hit the alien ships. The shields on the alien vessels absorbed most of the damage, but some missiles got through. 2 alien ships caught fire and had to pull back. On the planet, the aliens began landing their troops. Large transport ships came down from space and opened their doors. Thousands of alien soldiers poured out. They were tall and strong, carrying weapons that shot deadly energy bolts. Colonel Sam Mitchell watched the aliens advance toward New Haven City. His soldiers were hiding in buildings and behind walls, waiting for his signal. Let them come closer, Sam said into his radio. Wait for my command. The alien soldiers marched down the main street, thinking the humans had run away. They were Wrong. When the aliens reached the center of the city, Sam gave the order. Now, hit them from every direction. Human soldiers appeared in windows, on rooftops, and from behind corners. They fired their guns at the surprised aliens. Many aliens fell before they could react. But the aliens were tough fighters. They quickly organized and began fighting back. Their energy weapons were more powerful than human guns, and they had better armor. The battle was fierce. Buildings caught fire and walls crumbled. But the humans did something the aliens had never seen before. When a human soldier was badly hurt and couldn't fight anymore, he would grab a grenade and run at the aliens, exploding himself to take some enemies with him. Vextol watched the battle from his ship and frowned. Why don't they surrender? Any reasonable species would give up by now. In space, the defense platforms were almost destroyed. Only 4 were left out of 12. Laura Price was on Platform Alpha, the last one with heavy weapons. Captain, we should retreat, said her second officer, Lieutenant Dan Cooper. No, Laura replied. If we run, those ships will bomb the city and kill everyone. We stay and fight. Dan looked at the scanner. 50 alien ships were coming toward them. Captain, we can't win. Laura smiled. Maybe not, but we can hurt them. She aimed Platform Alpha at the biggest alien ship and fired every missile she had. The platform shook as dozens of missiles shot toward the enemy. Most were destroyed by alien defenses, but 5 got through and hit the ship's bridge. The alien ship exploded in a ball of fire. It was Vextol's second-in-command's ship. Now the aliens were getting angry. 20 alien ships surrounded Platform Alpha and fired all their weapons at once. The platform was destroyed instantly, but Laura had bought the people on the planet more time. On the ground, Sergeant Dan Cooper was leading a group of soldiers toward the alien landing site. They were carrying a transport ship full of explosives. This is crazy, Sergeant, said one of his men. Crazy is what humans do best, Dan replied. They drove the transport straight into the middle of the alien landing zone. The aliens tried to stop them, but Dan had locked the controls. The ship crashed into the largest alien transport and exploded. The explosion was huge. It destroyed 5 alien ships and killed hundreds of alien soldiers. Dan and his men were killed too, but they had damaged the alien army badly. Dr. Emma Stone was working in a secret lab under the city. She was studying pieces of alien technology that had been collected from the battlefield. Emma was a scientist who specialized in learning about alien life forms. There has to be a weakness, she said to herself as she looked at a piece of alien armor through her microscope. She had been working for hours without sleep. Human soldiers were dying above her head, and she needed to find something that could help them. Then she saw it. The alien shields had a strange pattern in their energy. Every few seconds, there was a tiny gap in the protection. It only lasted for a split second, but it was there. Emma ran to her computer and began typing as fast as she could. She sent a message to every human ship and platform that was still fighting. This is Dr. Stone. I found a weakness in their shields. They have a gap every 7.3 seconds. If you time your shots perfectly, you can get through. Captain Ben Hayes received a message on his ship, the USS Valiant. He was one of the few human ships left in the space battle. Most of the others had been destroyed. You heard the doctor, Ben told his crew. Let's test this theory. Ben aimed his ship's main gun at Vextol's flagship. He counted the seconds carefully. 7.1, 7.2, 7.3. Fire. The missile shot through space and hit the Crimson Death just as its shield flickered. The missile punched through the alien armor and exploded inside the ship. Vextol felt his ship shake. Impossible. How did they get through our shields? More human ships began using Emma's discovery. They timed their shots and started hitting alien vessels. The aliens had never faced an enemy that could adapt so quickly. All ships, Retreat to safe distance, Vextel ordered. He was confused and angry. This was not going as planned. The remaining alien ships pulled back from the planet. They had lost many soldiers and ships, and they didn't understand how the humans had found their weakness so fast. Vextel looked at the human planet with new respect. These humans were different from other species. They didn't give up when things looked hopeless. Instead, they found new ways to fight. Send a message to the Emperor, Vextel told his communications officer. Tell him we need more ships. Many more ships. On New Haven, the humans were celebrating their victory, but they knew it wouldn't last. The aliens would come back with a bigger fleet. Colonel Sam Mitchell stood in the ruins of New Haven City. Half the buildings were destroyed, and thousands of people were dead, but they had won the battle. We hurt them, Sam said to his surviving officers. We showed them that humans don't quit. Captain Ben Hayes landed his damaged ship at the spaceport. His crew was tired, and several of his friends were dead, but they had fought well. Dr. Emma Stone came up from her underground lab. She looked tired but proud. Her discovery had saved many lives. What happens next? Someone asked. Ben looked up at the stars, where alien ships were still visible in the distance. They'll be back, and when they come, they'll bring everything they have. The first battle was over, but everyone knew the real war was just beginning. President Nathan Clark stood in the Oval Office on Earth, looking at reports from the battle at New Haven. The news was both good and bad. The humans had won the first fight, but the aliens were coming back with many more ships. How many ships are they bringing, Nathan? Asked General Kate Morgan, who had just arrived from the Pentagon. Our spies say over 2,000 warships, Kate replied. It's the biggest alien fleet anyone has ever seen. Nathan felt the weight of his job pressing down on him. He was responsible for protecting all of humanity, and the aliens wanted to destroy them completely. What about Project Prometheus? Nathan asked quietly. Kate looked around to make sure no one else could hear. It's ready, sir. We've been working on it for 15 years, but we never thought we'd actually need to use it. Project Prometheus was humanity's biggest secret. Only a few people knew what it really was. For years, human scientists had been building new weapons and ships, preparing for the day when Earth might face a threat from space. Admiral Ryan Foster was in the command center at Luna Station, looking at a map of human space. Red dots showed where alien ships had been spotted. There were many more red dots than blue ones. We need every ship we can get, Ryan told his staff. Call back all the exploration vessels, the cargo ships, even the old training ships. If it can fly and carry a weapon, we need it. In the research labs on Mars, Dr. Paul Kim was working with pieces of alien technology that had been brought back from New Haven. He was trying to understand how the alien weapons worked, so humans could build better defenses. The aliens use something called plasma energy, Paul explained to his team. It's much more powerful than our laser weapons, but it uses a lot of power. Can we copy it? Asked Dr. Lisa Wong, his assistant. Maybe, Paul said. But we need more time and more alien equipment to study. Captain Julia Ward was getting ready for a dangerous mission. She was a Special Forces officer who led secret operations behind enemy lines. Her job was to sneak into alien territory and steal their technology. Remember, we need to get in and out without being seen, Julia told her team. The aliens don't know we can be this sneaky. Let's keep it that way. Julia's team had 12 soldiers, all experts in stealth and fighting. They were about to board a special ship that could hide from alien sensors. Far away in alien space, Emperor Kralthax was planning the destruction of humanity. He was the ruler of the Zephyrian Empire, and he had never lost a war. He was not going to start now. The humans embarrassed us at New Haven, Kralthax said to his war council. They made us look weak in front of the other alien races. This cannot be allowed. The Emperor was even taller than his soldiers, with black skin and red eyes. His voice was deep and scary, and when he spoke, everyone listened. "We will bring our entire fleet to human space," Kralthax continued. "We will destroy their home world and make an example of them. The galaxy will remember what happens to those who defy the Empire." War Commander Vextel bowed before his emperor. "Your Majesty, the humans fight differently than other species. They don't surrender when they should." Kralthax laughed. "All species think they are special until we destroy their home planet. The humans will beg for mercy, just like all the others." But Vextel wasn't so sure. He had fought the humans at New Haven, and they had surprised him. They seemed to prefer dying in battle over living as prisoners. Back on Earth, factories were working day and night to build new ships and weapons. Every human colony was sending whatever they could to help defend Earth. The war effort was bringing all of humanity together. Captain Jake Sullivan, who had first encountered the aliens, was now training new pilots. His experience at New Haven made him one of the few humans who really understood how the aliens fought. "They're stronger than us and have better technology," Jake told the young pilots. "But they think in straight lines. They don't expect us to do crazy things." "What kind of crazy things?" asked Lieutenant Mike Johnson, one of the new pilots. Jake smiled. "The kind of things that would get you court-martialed in peacetime. In war, crazy is what keeps you alive." Dr. Emma Stone was now working at the main research facility on Luna Station. Her discovery about the alien shields had made her famous, and every scientist wanted to work with her. "We need to think about what the aliens don't expect," Emma told her research team. "They've conquered many worlds, so they think they know everything about war." "What don't they know about?" asked Dr. Mark Davis. "They don't know about human stubbornness," Emma replied. "Every species they've fought has given up when the odds were hopeless. Humans don't do that." Captain Julia Ward's secret mission was going well. Her team had landed on an alien supply station and was copying files from their computers. The information they were stealing would help humanity understand the alien military. "Captain, you need to see this," whispered Sergeant Tony Adams. He was looking at an alien computer screen. Julia looked at the screen. It showed the alien battle plan for attacking Earth. The aliens were going to bring weapons that could crack planets in half. "We need to get this information back to Earth right now," Julia said. Meanwhile, the alien fleet was gathering at the edge of human space. 2,000 ships of different sizes floated in the darkness. Some were small and fast, others were huge, and carried thousands of soldiers. At the center of the fleet was the Emperor's personal ship, the Worldbreaker. It was the size of a small moon and carried the most powerful weapon in the alien arsenal. The weapon could destroy entire planets with one shot. "Soon we will teach the humans their place in the galaxy," Kralthax said as he looked at the stars. On Earth, President Nathan Clark was meeting with his military leaders. The secret reports from Julia Ward's mission had just arrived, and the news was terrible. "They have planet-killing weapons," General Kate Morgan reported. "If they get close to Earth, they can destroy us completely." "What about our defenses?" Nathan asked. "We have orbital platforms and missile bases, but nothing that can stop a weapon that big," Admiral Ryan Foster said. Nathan looked out the window at the blue sky and green trees. Somewhere out there, an alien fleet was coming to destroy everything he loved. "Then we better make sure they never get the chance to use it," Nathan said firmly. He walked to his desk and signed a piece of paper. "Project Prometheus is now fully authorized. Use everything we have." General Kate Morgan took the paper and smiled grimly. "Yes, sir. The aliens think they know what humans are capable of. They're about to learn they were wrong." In space, the alien fleet began moving toward Earth. It would take them several days to reach the solar system, but they were confident of victory. After all, no one had ever defeated the Zephyrian Empire, but the Empire had never fought humans before. And humans had spent the last few weeks preparing something the aliens couldn't imagine. Project Prometheus was about to show the galaxy what happened when you threatened humanity's home. The alien fleet appeared at the edge of the solar system like a dark cloud covering the stars. 2,000 ships moved slowly toward Earth, their weapons ready to destroy humanity's home world. Emperor Kralfax stood on the bridge of his massive ship, the World Breaker. Through the viewing window, he could see the small blue planet that the humans called home. Soon it would be nothing but space dust. Begin the attack on their outer defenses, Kralfax ordered. The first human base the aliens reached was Jupiter Station. Commander Sarah Bell was in charge of the defense. She had 50 ships and knew she couldn't win, but she had a plan. All ships used Jupiter's gravity to swing around and hit them from behind. Sarah ordered through her radio. The human ships dove toward Jupiter's surface, using the planet's pull to speed up and change direction. The aliens followed them, but they didn't understand what the humans were doing. When the human ships came around Jupiter, they were moving much faster than before. They fired all their missiles at the surprised alien ships. 20 alien vessels exploded before they could react. "That's impossible," said an alien captain. "How did they move so fast?" But Sarah's victory didn't last long. More alien ships arrived and surrounded the humans. Sarah's fleet was destroyed, but they had given Earth valuable time to prepare. "This is Commander Bell to Earth Control," Sarah said into her radio as her ship caught fire. "The aliens don't understand gravity tricks. Use that against them." Sarah's ship exploded, but her message got through. On Earth, Admiral Ryan Foster was in the command center, watching the battle through telescopes and computer screens. He could see the alien fleet getting closer. "How long until they reach Earth?" Ryan asked. 6 hours, sir," replied his aide. Ryan looked at the biggest screen, which showed all of humanity's ships gathering around Earth. There were 800 human vessels, but many were old cargo ships with guns bolted onto them. It wasn't nearly enough to stop 2,000 alien warships. "Sir, the USS Liberty is ready," reported Captain Matt Johnson. The USS Liberty was humanity's secret weapon from Project Prometheus. It was the biggest ship humans had ever built, and it carried a weapon that could destroy planets. But it was just one ship against thousands. "Good," Ryan said. "Tell them to wait for my signal." In space near Mars, Lieutenant Commander Rachel Adams was leading a squadron of small fighter ships. Her job was to stop the alien superweapon before it could fire at Earth. "Remember, we only get one chance at this," Rachel told her pilots. "The alien planet killer is in the center of their fleet. We have to get through all those ships to reach it." "That's suicide, Commander," said one of her pilots. "Maybe," Rachel replied, "but if we don't try, Earth dies. I'd rather die fighting than live, knowing I didn't try to save my home." The alien fleet was now close enough to see Earth with their eyes. The blue and white planet looked small and helpless. Kralfax smiled as he prepared to destroy it. "Charge the planet destroyer," the Emperor ordered, deep inside the World Breaker. Alien engineers began powering up the massive weapon. It would take 30 minutes to fully charge, but once it fired, Earth would be broken into pieces. Admiral Foster watched his computer screen as alien ships spread out around Earth. They were getting into position for the final attack. "All ships, this is Admiral Foster," Ryan said into his radio. "Today, we fight for our home, our families, and our future. The aliens think we're weak because we're smaller than them. Let's show them that humans don't measure strength by size." The battle began when the aliens fired their energy weapons at Earth's orbital defense platforms. Red beams shot through space and hit the human stations. Many exploded immediately, but the humans had learned from the fighting at New Haven. Instead of staying still and getting shot, the human ships moved constantly. They used asteroids for cover and attacked from unexpected directions. Captain Matt Johnson commanded the USS Liberty as it joined the battle. The huge ship was 3 times bigger than any other human vessel, and its weapons were more powerful than anything humans had built before. "Target the alien command ships," Matt ordered. The Liberty's main gun fired a beam of pure energy that cut through space and hit an alien cruiser. The alien ship split in half and exploded. "Direct hit," called out Matt's weapons officer. But the aliens had noticed the big human ship. 50 alien vessels turned toward the Liberty and began firing. Meanwhile, Rachel Adams and her fighter squadron were trying to reach the Worldbreaker. The alien planet killer was surrounded by hundreds of smaller ships that were shooting at anything that came close. "We need a distraction," Rachel said at that moment. Captain Steve Miller made a decision that would save Earth. He was commanding a damaged cargo ship that could barely fly. Instead of retreating, he aimed his ship directly at the Worldbreaker. "All ships, this is Steve Miller. I'm going to ram their superweapon. When I hit it, that's your chance to attack." "Steve, don't do it," Rachel called out. "There has to be another way." "There is no other way," Steve replied. "Tell my wife I love her." Steve's ship accelerated toward the Worldbreaker. The aliens tried to stop him, but his ship was too small and fast. He crashed into the massive alien vessel just as its planet killer was about to fire. The explosion was enormous. Steve's ship was carrying fuel and explosives, and when it hit the alien weapon, both ships caught fire. "Now," Rachel shouted. Her fighter squadron flew through the explosion and attacked the damaged Worldbreaker. Their missiles hit the alien ship's power core, and the entire vessel began to explode from the inside. Emperor Kralthax felt his ship shaking apart around him. "This is impossible. How can these primitive humans defeat us? Your Majesty, we must evacuate," said one of his guards. But Kralthax was too proud to run. He had never been defeated in his life, and he couldn't believe these small humans had destroyed his greatest weapon. The Worldbreaker exploded in a ball of fire that could be seen from Earth. The Emperor and thousands of alien soldiers died instantly. Without their leader and their superweapon, the alien fleet began to panic. They had never faced an enemy that fought like humans. Every time the aliens thought they had one, the humans did something unexpected. Admiral Foster watched the alien ships pulling back. They were confused and scared. Many of their commanders were dead, and they didn't know what to do next. "All ships, pursue the enemy," Foster ordered. "Don't let them escape to regroup." The human fleet chased the retreating aliens. Even though the humans were outnumbered, they fought with the fury of people defending their home. But the victory came at a terrible cost. Half of the human fleet was destroyed, including the USS Liberty. Captain Matt Johnson and thousands of other brave humans had died protecting Earth. Admiral Foster's own ship was badly damaged. He was bleeding from wounds on his head and arm, but he stayed on the bridge until the last alien ship was gone. "Admiral, you need medical attention," said his aide. "Later," Foster replied. "First we need to make sure Earth is safe." The battle was over. The alien fleet was defeated and running away. But everyone knew the cost had been enormous. Entire families had been lost, and many human colonies were now defenseless. On Earth, President Nathan Clark watched the alien ships disappear into space. The immediate threat was over, but he knew this was just the beginning. There were other alien empires out there, and they would have heard about humanity's victory. "What happens now?" asked General Kate Morgan. Nathan looked up at the stars, where human ships were still burning from the battle. "Now we rebuild, and we prepare for whatever comes next." The aliens had learned that humans were not the weak species they expected. But humanity had also learned something important. They were no longer alone in the galaxy, and there were enemies out there who wanted to destroy them. The war for Earth was over, but the war for humanity's survival had just begun. 3 months after the Great Battle, Earth was still healing from the war. Cities were being rebuilt, and new ships were being constructed in the orbital shipyards. But the cost of victory was visible everywhere. Admiral Jake Sullivan, who had been promoted after Admiral Foster's death, stood in the memorial garden on Luna Station. Thousands of names were carved into the black stone wall, all the humans who had died fighting the Zephyrian Empire. "We won, but it doesn't feel like winning," said Captain Amy Rodriguez, who now served as Jake's second-in-command. Jake touched Admiral Foster's name on the wall. "Ryan always said that victory means protecting what you love, not counting who's left alive afterward." The war had changed everything. The separate human colonies had come together to form the United Terran Republic. President Nathan Clark was now the leader of all humanity, not just Earth. "The aliens will come back," Nathan had said in his speech, "to the new government. Maybe not the Zephyrians, but others like them. We need to be ready." Dr. Emma Stone was now the head of alien technology research. Her lab was filled with pieces of Zephyrian ships and weapons. Every day, human scientists learned something new about their former enemies. "We've figured out how to build their plasma weapons," Emma reported to the military council. "Our new ships will be much more powerful than before." "What about their shields?" asked General Kate Morgan. "We can build those too," Emma smiled. "But we've also found ways to break through them. The next time aliens attack us, they won't have any advantages." In the outer colonies, Captain Julia Ward was leading the new exploration missions. But these weren't peaceful science expeditions. Julia's ships were armed and ready for war. "We're not just exploring anymore," Julia told her crew as they prepared to leave human space. "We're scouting. We need to know what other threats are out there before they find us." The first alien ship Julia's expedition encountered was not Zephyr. It belonged to a species called the Thornax Collective. When the alien captain saw Julia's ship, he immediately sent a message. "Human vessel, this is Captain Zeekmer of the Thornax fleet. We have heard of your victory over the Zephyrian Empire. We wish to talk." Julia was suspicious. "What do you want?" "To talk about trade," the alien replied, "and possibly alliance. The Zephyrians were bullies who attacked many species. You have done the galaxy a service by defeating them." This was unexpected. Not all aliens were enemies. Back on Earth, the scientists working on Project Prometheus had a new assignment. They were building exploration ships unlike anything humans had made before. These vessels could travel farther and faster than any previous human ship. Dr. Paul Kim was leading the construction of the first ship, which they called the USS Pathfinder. "This ship can reach the other side of the galaxy," Paul explained to President Clark. "We'll be able to explore alien civilizations before they know we exist." "And if we find hostile aliens?" Nathan asked. "Then we'll be ready for them," Paul replied, showing the president the ship's weapons. "This ship has enough firepower to destroy an entire alien fleet." The memorial service for all the war dead was held on the anniversary of the final battle. People from every human colony came to Earth to remember those who had sacrificed their lives. Jake Sullivan gave the main speech. He stood before millions of people and spoke about the friends they had lost. Captain Steve Miller crashed his ship into the alien superweapon to save Earth, Jake said. Admiral Ryan Foster stayed on his bridge until every human ship was safe. Commander Sarah Bell used Jupiter itself as a weapon against our enemies. The crowd was silent as Jake continued. "These people died so that humans could remain free. They showed the galaxy that we will never surrender, never give up, and never stop fighting for what we believe in. But their sacrifice taught us something else. We learned that we are not alone in the universe. There are other species out there, some who want to destroy us, and some who might become our friends." In the months that followed, more alien species made contact with humanity. Some wanted to trade, others wanted to form alliances. A few were hostile, but they kept their distance after hearing what happened to the Zephyrians. The galaxy was changing. For 1,000 years, the Zephyrian Empire had been the strongest military force in known space. Their defeat had created a power vacuum that many species were trying to fill. but none of them wanted to fight humans directly. The story of the battle for Earth had spread throughout the galaxy. Everyone knew what humans would do when threatened. Captain Jake Sullivan was now in charge of the new human defense fleet. His ships patrolled the borders of human space, ready to defend against any threat. "We're not the same species we were a year ago," Jake told his officers during a strategy meeting. "We've proven that humans can defeat anyone who tries to destroy us." "What about the other alien empires?" asked Captain Ben Hayes, who now commanded the rebuilt USS Valiant. "Let them come," Jake replied. "We'll be ready." Dr. Emma Stone had made another important discovery. She had found evidence that there were alien species, even more dangerous than the Zephyrians, ancient civilizations with weapons that could destroy entire star systems. "They're called the Void Hunters," Emma explained to the Research Council. "They're older than any known species, and they destroy civilizations for reasons no one understands." "Are they a threat to us?" asked Dr. Paul Kim. "Not yet," Emma said. "But if they ever notice humanity, we'll need to be much stronger than we are now." The United Terran Republic began a massive expansion program. New colonies were established, new ships were built, and new weapons were developed. Humanity was preparing for whatever the galaxy might throw at them next. President Nathan Clark stood in his office, looking at a map of human space. Red dots showed human colonies, green dots showed friendly alien territories, and yellow dots marked unknown regions that might contain threats. "We've come a long way from that first patrol ship that found the aliens," Nathan said to General Kate Morgan. "The USS Ranger," Kate replied. "Jake Sullivan's old ship. Hard to believe that one encounter started all of this." Nathan nodded. "The aliens thought they were attacking a weak, primitive species. They learned too late that humans don't fight to win battles. We fight to survive." 5 years after the war, the first human ships reached the other side of the galaxy. They found new worlds, new species, and new threats. But they also found something else: respect. The name human was known throughout the galaxy now. Some species feared it, others admired it, but everyone respected it. Captain Julia Ward, now an admiral, stood on the bridge of the USS Pathfinder as it entered a new star system. Her mission was to make contact with an alien civilization that had never seen humans before. "Remember," Julia told her crew, "we represent all of humanity out here. The aliens we meet today will judge our entire species based on what we do." The alien ships that approached them were beautiful and advanced. Their captain spoke perfect English. "Welcome, humans," the alien said. "We have heard of your people. You are the ones who defeated the Zephyrian Empire." "We are," Julia replied carefully. "Then you are welcome here," the alien continued. "Any species brave enough to stand up to the Zephyrians is a species we want as friends." Julia smiled. The galaxy was a big place, full of wonders and dangers, but humanity had earned its place among the stars. They had crossed into human space and paid the ultimate price, but in doing so, they had taught the galaxy that humans were not to be underestimated. The war was over, but humanity's greatest adventures were just beginning.